Today we got some more stimulus news and a very exciting precious metal update.
2020, how about you go and yourself?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and staying safe. Today I want to talk about a little bit more stimulus news. We got a little bit more information today, and I also want to talk about how silver and gold are reacting to it. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. Don't forget, use promo code SANTA for a 15% discount only until tomorrow. I wanted to talk about some stimulus news today. I wanted to primarily focus on the silver and the gold, but we got some more information, and I think it's going to be playing a role in what spot price is going to be doing in hopefully not the near future, but surely later down the road. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, in reference to yesterday's video, for those of you who watched it, it was all about how the stimulus bill that was confirmed was rejected by 45 for two main reasons. Number one, it included $600 stimulus checks for the American people, which he claimed was not enough. He wanted it brought up to $2,000, and that's what his demand was. And the second issue he had was with how much money, massive amounts of money, going to foreign aid when I think everyone's well aware we need aid here. So those were the two main issues he had with it, and he refused to sign it. That was yesterday's video. That's what took place 2 nights ago, which I reported on the next day. Since then, we have seen countless articles come out by organizations that took the time to look into this 5,593 page bill and called out the fact that a lot of special interest clauses and questionable loopholes were buried 2,000, 3,000 pages deep, which if you watched yesterday's video, that's exactly what I said as well. Even Pelosi acted surprised to find out what exactly was snuck into the bill, which is either A, not true, maybe she was aware and she wants to cover it up, or B, didn't bother to review it. Not exactly sure which is worse. This morning, House Democrats attempted to pass a $2,000 stimulus check amendment by unanimous consent, which failed. Republicans attempted to pass a unanimous consent inquiry into the foreign affairs spending in the current relief package, which also failed. Roy Blunt, chairman of the Republican Policy Committee in the Senate, believes that if we open up parts of the bill as it currently stands, it would be hard to defend not opening up the entire bill, and that by reopening the bill, it would just be a huge mistake. Now, the reason he said this is because of how much time, energy, and effort went into creating or formulating the current bill as it stands, and a lot of people just want 45 to sign it, and a lot of people are saying that moving into January, we will get another stimulus package going, or another stimulus deal ready to rock and roll. Now, anybody who's been paying attention to my videos for almost this entire year so far knows that that is something that I've been saying almost this entire year. I've been saying since we got the first stimulus check that if and when we ever get a second stimulus check, the second we get our hands on it, everyone's going to be talking about, oh, when's the third? When's the next stimulus check? We need more. We haven't even got the second one. It's being waved in front of us, and they're already talking about a third.
What's to help you out? Oh, almost at it. Gotta be quicker than that.
We don't even have the second yet, and they're already talking about the third. So you guys got to pay very close attention to this. Back to Roy Blunt. He was asked how this problem is going to be solved, or how could it be solved. He responded by saying, quote, "The best way out is for the president to sign the bill." Now, 45 obviously does have the ability to sign the bill, but there's just no way in the world that he's going to, definitely not with the way that it's currently structured. He's already publicly called it a disgrace, so I don't think it's likely for him to sign something that he called a disgrace into law. 45 isn't exactly known for putting up a fight and then backpedaling, so I don't think that's going to happen. Not to mention, it's already become public knowledge that the bill is massively flawed and full of red flags as it currently stands. We all know this already. We got everyday people questioning it. We have other politicians questioning it. We have people all over the place saying, what's this? What's this? What's on page 2,462? What's on page 3,105? A lot of people are just pointing out random things and being like, this doesn't make sense, or this is a red flag, or this is a huge problem right here. So a lot of people have figured out some of the special interest clauses and some of the loopholes that have been buried into this massive, massive, massive bill. Now, it is definitely possible for 45 to just sign it anyway and then begin the process of working on the next relief deal, but it's just very unlikely. Roy Blunt was then asked, since he said what the best way out is, the question was, what's the second best way out? To which he responded, quote, "Let's hope the best way works." So talk about having a solid plan B. I wanted to talk about this today because I think it's relevant to everything going on. I think it's relevant to all of the markets that many of us pay attention to, whether it be the housing market, whether it be the stock market, whether it be the precious metals market. I say it all the time, you got to pay attention to everything. But as for the quote-unquote second stimulus and whether or not we're ever going to get one, it's probably going to come to fruition eventually. I hate to be the one to say that because people have been saying eventually all year, but I think we all just need to mentally tell ourselves and prepare for it to never happen. If we end up surprisingly getting a second stimulus check and we're in a really bad financial position and it helps us out a little bit, fantastic. But I think for the most part, I think we should just tell ourselves that it's never going to happen and prepare to the best of our ability without it. I don't think we should be holding our breath. I don't think we should have our fingers crossed. I don't think we should be devoting too much energy anticipating, waiting for that second stimulus to finally arrive. I wouldn't even worry about it too much. The reason I talked about it in this video was because I think some of these updates are really important. I think this is relevant to a lot of people. I think I figured out a way to articulate it in a way that makes sense rather than watching all of these quote-unquote experts on TV spew all of this information which appears to be gibberish, and a lot of people have a hard time understanding it, myself included. I'm not all that smart. I'm not going to claim to be a economic or a political genius or anything like that, but I spent a lot of time figuring out a way to translate this to, number one, make it make sense to myself, and two, make it make sense to the average Joe, people like me, people who watch my videos and care about, you know, some of the content that I put out and want to understand what's going on, but it's as if they're up there talking a different language. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, but I think for the most part we shouldn't even worry too much about the second stimulus. Just pretend it's never going to happen, and if by surprise it does happen, then boom, maybe you can get a little bit more silver, maybe you get a little bit more gold, maybe you can invest a little bit if that's what you want to do. So moving away from all of the stimulus nonsensical news, let's talk about the stock market and precious metals. Starting with the stock market, I'll make this very, very quick. On Monday, we saw everything across the board in the red. On Tuesday, we saw even more in the red. On Wednesday, surprisingly, yesterday, we saw quite a bit in the green. I was seeing way more green than red. Now here we are on Thursday, Christmas Eve, for the most part, back in the red again. Now, as for updates on the stock market, that's pretty much the last update we're going to get. The market's already closed. It closed early, Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas. Saturday and Sunday are obviously the weekend, so who knows what the next update is going to be come Monday. Now, as for the precious metals, silver, as I'm recording this video, is still in the $25 range. It's only changed by maybe like a quarter since yesterday, so not a whole lot is going on when it comes to silver. And then gold is in the 1870s. I believe it was 1878 last time I checked, which means gold hasn't moved all that much either. And I think during times like these, where there is just massive frustration when it comes to the general state of the economy and economic uncertainty and financial hardships, a lot of people got their jobs taken away from them early this year. Some of them have been able to go back to work. Some of those who did go back to work had to get sent back home because they shut down for a second time. Some of the people who had their jobs shut down earlier this year are still 8 or 9 months later have not gone back to work. So I understand a lot of people are financially struggling right now, and during times like these are basically when a lot of people turn to precious metals, because the stock market, when there's massive economic uncertainty going on, and we don't know what this means or what that means or who the president is even going to be. That still has not 100% been confirmed. I think we have an idea what the outcome probably is, but that could get overturned. Anything could happen at this point. So the fact that many of us don't know with 100% conviction, the fact that many of us aren't completely sure, it's not promised, it's not guaranteed, nothing is promised or guaranteed at this point. Everything seems to be up in the air right now, and one thing is for certain, and I think that's why a lot of people turn to precious metals, and that is that silver and gold are real, true, honest money. They've always been real, true, honest money. They've been here for thousands of years. They've been here long before us. They'll continue to be here for thousands of years. They'll be here long after we go. Silver and gold are always going to be here, and it's not just American money. This is planet Earth money. This is constitutionally recognized as money, internationally recognized as money, biblically recognized as money. Silver and gold, it's real, true, honest money, which is why I gravitate towards it so much, and I think a lot of people gravitate towards it for the same reasons, especially during times of massive economic uncertainty, and even more so during financial hardships. We see a lot of people liquidating, we see a lot of people selling off some of their investments and moving on over to silver and gold. Now, why is this? It's because silver and gold, they're constant. They're there. You know what they are. You know what the value is. Now, sure, a lot of outside sources impact spot price. There are massive, massive, massive industries that have or make up a majority of the global silver demand, for example, like the jewelry industry, and the same could be said about gold. Massive, massive, massive demand. However, during times like these in 2020, you think a lot of people are buying jewelry? Probably not. I mean, Christmas is tomorrow. Maybe you got your wife or your husband or your daughter or son, maybe you got them a watch, some earrings, I don't know. But point being is that a lot of people, regardless of what's going on in the world, regardless of what's going on in this market or that market, a lot of people move on over to the silver and the gold because it gives them almost like a safe haven. It gives them a place where they feel and believe and know that this is arguably the best place to preserve your wealth. It's like the ultimate somewhat of a physical savings account. Now, everything I said in this video is just in my opinion from my perspective. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say in this video or on my channel as financial advice. Make sure you're doing your own research, forming your own opinions, making your own decisions based off of your conclusions, not mine. And as for everything that I said regarding stimulus news earlier in the video, don't take what I say as factual. I want you all to go and research these topics, this subject, for yourself. I want you to see it with your own eyes. I don't want you to just take what the DYDSS guy said and be like, oh, that's the truth. No, go and confirm it for yourself. Please do. And moving forward into the silver and the gold, I haven't been able to pick up any new silver this week or even the last 2 weeks. I think the last time I got any silver was the first week of December, but I did just pick myself up a new piece of gold, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be doing an unboxing video. Unfortunately, it has not yet arrived. The scheduled delivery is, I believe, the 29th. I believe that's on Tuesday, so that should be here ASAP. Hopefully, maybe even Monday if it comes early. That'd be fantastic. But I did pick up a new piece of gold, the ultimate form of wealth preservation, in my opinion. It's what I refer to as the powerhouse metal. Many of you know I refer to gold as the powerhouse metal, and I refer to silver as the opportunity metal because, in my opinion, I think silver has far more room to grow and perform over time, which is why I focus on silver very, very, very heavily. But something that I noticed this year is that I'm severely lacking in the gold department. Not to say that I have anywhere near enough silver that makes me feel satisfied or makes me feel like I have enough. I don't believe there's such a thing as having enough silver. I don't think that even exists. But I do feel like I'm really lacking when it comes to gold. I feel like when it comes to your preps, whether it be your food preps, your method of water purification, your financial preps, aka the silver and gold, and also a little bit of cash. I think if you are prepping and financially prepping more specifically, if you're not stacking a little tiny bit of cash alongside your silver and your gold, in my opinion, I think you're making a massive mistake. But the point I'm trying to make is that when you're prepping, whether it be this type of prepping or that type of prepping, you have to take a step back and evaluate what you have going on. You have to figure out what your strengths are. That way you know exactly how to maintain them. And then you have to figure out what your weaknesses are so you can figure out how to strengthen them. This is something that I did, and a conclusion that I came to was that my financial prepping weakness was that I'm weak on gold. I don't have nearly enough gold. The amount of gold that I have in comparison to the amount of silver that I have, in my opinion, just doesn't add up. So I would like to focus a little bit more attention on gold moving into 2021. I'm still going to be stacking silver as aggressively as possible, but I will be picking up some gold much more frequently. And I'm really excited to have the newest addition to the International Troy Ounce showing up hopefully Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what do you think all of this economic news and the stimulus news and all of this nonsense going on, do you think we're going to get a second stimulus check? Do you think it's going to happen before the end of the year? In my opinion, no. Could happen in January. That's definitely a possibility. But there's a lot of people out there who don't think it's ever going to happen ever. There's a lot of people out there who don't believe it will ever occur. Let me know. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's not going to happen? And what do you think all of this going on right now is going to do to the precious metals? And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller, easier to manage. I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of the YouTube videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,500, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, which was inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. And, of course, the limited edition DYDSS Christmas line, which is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Only available until Christmas. Get one while you can. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. Do not forget, use promo code SANTA for a 15% discount, also only until Christmas. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on everything going on right now? Do you think a second stimulus is ever going to come to fruition? Do you think we're going to get maybe a $600 stimulus check, maybe another $1,200 or $1,000, maybe kind of meet in the middle somewhat? Or do you think it could be all the way up to a $2,000 stimulus check? And whether or not you think it's going to happen or not, what do you think all of the nonsense going on right now is going to do to the silver and the gold? Do you think it's going to cause spot price to soar? Do you think it's going to cause spot price to completely tank? Do you think it's not going to really phase spot price much at all? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.